These are the fights to make after UFC OKC. I'm going to break down all the fights and how I think they will go, who the winner should face. Starting off with Tommy McMillan, I think he should face Fernando Padilla. I think this is a good match for Tommy McMillan. I think Fernando Padilla is a little bit better than Alberto Montez. Um, I do have Tommy winning this fight. He will have the range on Tommy, but he does have some vulnerabilities to pressure and volume strikers. I think Padilla would use the jab and his front kicks to his advantage in the first round, but Tommy's constantly pressuring forward, mixing up the boxing combinations, and I think Padilla would have success in the clinch early. Um, but after that, I think Tommy's pace will just force him backwards, and I think that's where it all swings, and then Tommy would probably have his number by the end of the second round. I think this would be a really good fight to make. You could have some other guys here, but this is what I want for Tommy McMillan. I want to see a little more before I shoot him up super high. Next up, Fatima Klein should face up against Verna Jandiroba. Yes, I am shooting her up very high. Some people may not like that, but I think it's a really good match. Fatima Klein showed levels last night, and Verna Jandiroba is supposed to be the best jiu-jitsu WMMA fighter that there is. And she kind of just got walked around by Mackenzie Dern. We'll have to see if Jandiroba still got this, but Fatima Klein, super athletic, super fast. She has wrestling, really solid submission skills. Um, Good range striker. Obviously, she still is developing, so this may be a fraud check, but I think Fatima Klein could beat Verna Jandiroba. Um, I think Klein would probably excel on the outside fighting Jandiroba, and if she can just stuff the takedowns from Jandiroba, piece her up on the feet, because I feel like Jandiroba's not a person. Even if you are a good wrestler, Jandiroba is a very, very skilled jiu-jitsu artist, and probably you don't want to be on the ground with her. Um, Jandiroba is really good in the top position. We saw that against Mackenzie Dern. Uh, really good fight. I think the UFC should definitely make this, but what a performance last night from Fatima Klein. Just amazing, and I definitely see her as a UFC champion. I think she beats Mackenzie Dern right now. So hopefully the UFC makes this fight. Next up, Chase the Gooner Hooper should face off against Michael Johnson. Um, Great fight. I think this is a really good test for Chase Hooper. He's very dangerous in the submissions, like we seen. He submitted the guy last night. Striking is still improving, but he's gotten better than when he first got into the UFC. Johnson, fastest boxers in the UFC division, lightweight at least. Um, Really good takedown defense. I like the footwork and hand speed of Michael Johnson, and he's still he can he's the gatekeeper, right? He can show, okay, this guy is not levels above me. You know how it is with Michael Johnson. Um, I think Michael Johnson would have the advantage on his feet. The speed, I think, becomes a problem for Chase Hooper in the beginning, but I think Chase Hooper could get out of the first round. And then after that, I don't know. I just think Michael Johnson's gonna slow down, dude. He's getting up there in age, but you never know. I think this is a really good test for Chase Hooper. I do have Chase Hooper winning. Um, I think after the first round is Chase Hooper's best chance because I think Michael Johnson's going to be too much to handle in the first round. There's a lot of unknowns what Michael Johnson can do. So, that being said, I think this is a really good fight, but I would take Chase Hooper in the second round. But you never know, dude. It's Michael Johnson. He can do anything. Next up, I am putting CLD, Christian Leroy Duncan, up against Abus Magomedov. Now let me know, did I cook with this fight? Because I feel like I cooked. Um, CLD, super unorthodox, that karate, taekwondo style, long, athletic, really good kicks. But can he handle the pressure that Abus could bring? I think the first round of this fight could be incredible. Abus is very explosive. Really good. He's very athletic. A lot of people don't give the guy credit, but he is athletic. Good kickboxing, good clinch game. The problem is a boost in the first round. If you get out of the first round, he's usually gassed by the second round. Um, and I think both these guys are very, very good in the first round. So, um, I don't know. I think this is a really good fight. I really think I cooked with this. Let me know. But I think CLD would start off fast with his kicks like usual. Uh, Keep a boost like on the cage. I'm sure Boost is gonna try to cut off the cage. Um, and if he can get a takedown early, after what I saw last night, I think Duncan can. I don't know if he can handle the wrestling. This is why I want to put him up against a guy like a Boost. In the third round, we saw Jared Cannonier lay on top of him, and CLD wasn't even trying to get out. So this is one where I'm like, I don't know. I feel like this could go either way. I really think Abus Magomedov could be the 1-2 fraud check CLD. Um, but really close fight. I just don't think. I think it's a good test for Duncan, but I think he would be able to get it done. I want to say third round TKO, but the last two for him have been decisions, so it's kind of unfortunate, but see what happens. I really hope the UFC makes this fight. Next up, finally, Dricus Du Plessis. I think he should be facing Sean Strickland. I'm just kidding. Now, as much as I want to give Dricus another title shot, I can't let my bias get in the way of this. I think Brendan Allen is the right fight. Um, Dricus is we always see it, dude. Dricus by falling piano, man. Um, Dricus is physical, really awkward when he strikes, but he's effective. He's got the gas tank, kind of gas at the end of kind of like the fourth round, like the end of the fourth, I think he was gassing, and then towards the end of the fifth also. Got a little scary at the end there. Um, I think his clinch game's kind of underrated, dude. The knees last night, those were pretty good. Um, and he's really good in chaos, and I think both these guys can be chaos. Obviously, Brendan Allen, the best, in my opinion, submission artist in middleweight. Really good at taking the. If he's on your back, it's like a Charles Oliveira 2.0. You're done. You're basically done. His striking is definitely improved in the last few years. Um, but can he deal with Dricus's weirdness? Personally, I don't think so. But how I think this would play out is Allen trying to keep distance early, kicks, maybe trying to at least show the takedowns there, get Dricus a little uncomfortable. I think they start feeling each other out in the first. Um, but then in the second, I think Dricus starts becoming a problem. He's gonna find range. He's gonna not let Brendan Allen get comfortable. And Dricus is just a dog, dude. Like in all these fights, bro. He never gives up, and he was very for Dricus Du Plessis. I feel like last night was kind of technical for him. He wasn't chasing that finish. I wish he would as an MMA fan. I wish he would have chased that finish, but he's being smart. You can't even a 39-year-old Kamaru Usman. He is still dangerous. He's a former welterweight champion. So he was very smart in his last fight, and this dude's still young. He's getting better. But you also have Brendan Allen, who is a legit. He's a problem now. The I think it was 2023. Brendan Allen was like two losses in a row, and then everybody wrote him off. And then the last couple fights, maybe I think it was three or four. Once he beat Rainer DeRitter, because DeRitter he was on like I was super high on RDR. I thought his submission game is great. Those knees from DeRitter, the Muay Thai elbows, everything from DeRitter, I thought it was great. But then Brandon Allen just completely mollywopped him, completely. So both these guys are definitely contenders. However, I do not see if Brendan Allen wins. I don't see him beating a Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland already beat Brendan Allen once, and I don't think Brendan Allen is at that level to beat a Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland is just. Here's the thing, guys. He's like that, dude. The takedown defense is elite. I don't think you're not gonna submit Sean Strickland. Um, I just don't see it happening. I think the best case to beat someone like Strickland is a style like Dricus. And I think Dricus would get it done. I think it would be a war for 5 rounds. This would be a great fight. I know I think there's a little bit of beef going on between the two. I think Brendan Allen's always trying to rile people up. I even wrote Brendan Allen off against Marvin Vettori, but he ended up getting it done. So I would take Dricus in this fight, and I think he'd get it done in 5 rounds. He looked great. Everybody was wondering how he would recover from that loss from Chimaev, and it was great. Um, this would be an amazing fight to see. As much as I want to give him the shot, Imavov, he should get it, dude. We can't. The what I see people saying for Dricus getting the title shot is he defended his title twice, and Chimaev didn't defend it once, so you can't give it to Chimaev. I don't know what we're gonna do for Chimaev. I gotta think about that. But I think Imavov definitely has to have the next title shot for sure. Because I know the UFC doesn't like him, but I feel like at this point you just kind of have to give it to him. So yeah, those are the fights I think the UFC needs to make. Yeah, UFC OKC was great. I liked the matchups that I put together. Call me Dana White. Um, yeah, that's all I got for today. I'll do. We'll see some crazy fight news maybe this week. I don't know. Hopefully we had some more crazy stuff. I don't know. RAF last night, man. If you haven't seen some of that stuff, go look at that. That was a movie. Um, yeah, that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.